We are going to show off our hanging shelf brackets. These things are for the incapable handyman, is what William says. They're pretty cool because they don't require any tools. They just hang from the D-rings and you snap in your 2x10 lumber and bada bing, bada boom, you have shelving inside of your shipping container. So in this video, we're gonna very quickly install them, show you how easy they are, and maybe some comparisons on these versus a more modular shelving system that we have. Stay tuned. So these here are a patented in the United States bracket. So we actually only sell these in Canada. And the way they work is they hang up from the D-rings of the containers. All new and used 20s and 40s have these D-rings in there already. So you just have to buy the brackets in your lumber and away you go. And they'll come with this T-bar, they call it. Your D-rings are always on an outer corrugation. So this brings it all to a nice level plumb plane so that your shelving brackets aren't drafted inwards and spilling outwards, so to speak. So that there is just quite simple. That is it. That's how you install them. Typically takes 5 for a 20-foot container and 10 of these to do one wall of a 40-foot container. So on this 20, if we wanted to shelve both sides, we would use 10 of these brackets. You can mix and match. You could just do like 12 feet of shelving on one side. You could do all of one side and 12 feet of the other. Leave some rooms for quad, snowmobile, pallets, whatever. So yeah, they're very simple and very quick and easy. So let's get at her. To start, you want to kind of be careful that, especially the very first one, you put both your boards in like this. There's a nail at the back and it drives the board in and just sandwiches and holds these in place. But before we do that, we want to make sure that we have all of the brackets nice and plumb. So let's get our second board in and then we'll do that. Okay, now we stand that up. This is a hazard to pinch your fingers. When you get it to this point, I've learned from hurting myself, if you push right here, you pinch the palms of your fingers and it really hurts. Sometimes this works well when the wood's dry and it's shrunk. Sometimes when it just pops right in, just like that. So this was an easy instance, but it's hardly pressing into that nail. If it is too loose, your boards can pop. So if there's not enough pressure, I see it's not even touching this bracket. So that isn't enough pressure. What we've done in the past to stop your boards from warping is take anything metal, even a chunk of wood across here, and you screw up into the boards, and then that plants your shelf nice and level, because it does get super hot in here. It's almost like a kiln or whatever they call it, right, for wood. And these things, you'll come back into your container. If you don't have weight on these, they'll be all twisted and warped everywhere, and it kind of sucks for storing things. So one thing I better check here is that obviously that door closes, but let's make sure that this one does. You can also, remove these quite easy. So you just pop them up. So if we mess with them, we got to go back. So there might be some videos on the internet, just bam, 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 these are in, but there is a little bit of thinking involved, making sure that everything's nice and plumb, and it's typically just on your first course of shelving. Once you get the first one in, and it's not so bad. Good. Okay, and those are stabbed in. So now let's try the second course. There we go. So here's that instance of warped wood. So this 2x10 is nice and twisted. It's not even sitting here. Another thing you can do is drill right through the 1x1 square tubing here and then put a screw right through there. Then it saves you putting these other brackets. The brackets where they're really handy is, say you got lumber laying around and you want to use a bunch of 8-footers that you have. You can even kind of go 2x6, 2x6, 2x6 potentially if it fits. But then when you're splicing end to end with brackets, say in a 40-foot container and you're doing 40 feet of shelving, you can do that here, where in this instance, yeah, you can just drill up and put a regular wood screw in there. But it's kind of one of the inherent flaws with these is they're quick and easy, don't require tools, but then you don't have tools to solve problems. So here. I'm almost certain this one isn't gonna fit. The first board needs to go in more.
I'm against the door.
You are? Okay.
Yeah.
We good?
Yep.
That one has to work really good.
That's snapped in, yeah.
So that right there is how you install hanging shelf brackets inside of a 20-foot shipping container. This is a standard height shipping container, which defines the height of the bottom course. A high cube would be a foot taller. So if you found this video helpful, please help us out. Give the video a like, subscribe to our channel, and ring that bell for notifications. And as always, check us out at tcg.ca. Hope you learned something.